So I get questions regularly about, mustache stuff. How do you grow a handlebar mustache? How do you train a handlebar mustache? How do you keep it out of your mouth? How do you eat? How do you drink? And what I tell people is, having a longer mustache is a lifestyle. It's not easy. It takes some getting used to. And then as you grow from a short mustache into a longer mustache, you are going to get to an awkward phase where it crosses the lip, but it doesn't go over your bottom lip, and it will go into your mouth. And so, what really starts to happen is you're going to have to start separating it, even going up underneath to put food in, pulling it off to the sides, till you learn what works for you. For liquids, the easiest thing for me is a straw, right? Even with as pulled to the side as I have in my mouth, still as you go up to drink, you're still going to soak the bottom part of your mustache, and even with some wax on there, it will start to break that wax down over time. And so once you're getting to that awkward phase, or even before that, if you know that you're trying to grow a handlebar mustache, is to start fidgeting with your mustache, right? So I tell people, when you're sitting on the couch, you're watching TV, you're reading a book, you're whatever, start training your mustache by coaxing the hair in the direction that you want it to go, right? And so one method would be almost like a 3-finger thumb on the bottom, along with your middle finger and an index finger on the top, and start manipulating that way, or thumb and index finger almost like a pinch mode and start pulling them that way. And then you can get yourself a boar's bristle brush and start brushing it in the direction that you want it to go. So you're training the hairs to go out instead of down. And you'll find that most people's hairs grow in all kinds of different directions. These ones right here, you can kind of see come more down, and then I have to push them to the side. And then over here, they grow out, right? So these ones down, these ones out, and I'm trying to manipulate them all to come out. Where this side, they pretty much all grow out. And this one loops harder, and this one loops much more, I'd say, elongated, right? So everyone's hairs grow differently, and you have to kind of find what works for you. Once you start manipulating it, then you can go into waxes. And so you have to find a wax that works for you. Not all waxes are created equal. There's different holds, there's different ingredients. And so when I started looking at waxes, I came across deathgrip wax. And so I pretty much use deathgrip wax religiously for the last, I don't know, year and some change. But even with deathgrip wax, they have 4 different waxes. And how do you know which wax to use or what to use on a specific day? And so I figured I would go through their waxes, and that way you would have an idea of what they do, and kind of, where they're good for, what, instead of buying off for, what you would use them for, and what temperatures, things of that nature. And so the other thing is, deathgrip was a veteran-started business, and I've talked to their owner, Levi, on numerous occasions. And so when you're going to spend your hard-earned money on a product, for me, I want to spend it on a company that I can relate to, or I can agree upon their kind of business model or their personalities, things of that nature. And so, conversations with Levi, I just felt like it was a very good fit for numerous reasons with him. And so I had no issues spending my money to buy waxes from deathgrip. And so I'll go through each one of their 4 waxes and what their holds are and how I use them, and things of that nature. And so their lightest wax is a bare bones wax, and they consider that a medium hold wax. And it is super easy to come out. Each tin comes with a pick that has the same logo as the can. And so super easy, super lightweight, right? I think this is great for like a natural styled mustache. Now, like I said, not every wax is good for every situation. And so I live in the Northeast, and in the summers and spring, and even just up until yesterday when it was 80 degrees, I don't think this wax works well in high heat, high humidity. For me anyways, it breaks down, and I have, each one of my hairs wants to do something different. So this doesn't give me enough hold up here in the Northeast, right along the water. But we're about to go into colder. Today was like 44, I think, this morning when I took my kid to school. And so this, I think, will start to excel here as we get much colder. And I'll see how we do then. So I don't use this too much. If I do, I use it, I get it in general shape, and then I'll put another stronger or extra stronger wax on over top of it. Next is the sudden death wax. This is considered a stronghold wax. But what I tell people is it's a utilitarian wax. Like, this is the wax like I would carry with me. I have a Platinum Edition EDC tin, and I have the sudden death wax in there because you don't need heat. So I can put it on, you know, if I need extra wax somewhere, if some of mine breaks down somewhere, I can put some more on. Sudden death is the one because you don't need a heat source. You can manipulate it in your finger still, pull it out on your fingernail, but it's much stronger than the bare bones, right? But once you heat it up between the fingers, it goes on super easy. This mustache has sudden death in it today. This is what I did this with in about 5 minutes this morning. So utilitarian wax, stronghold, sudden death. That's what I carry every day. The original formula, death grip, that's extra strong, extra tacky. This has a ton of pine rosin in there. So this will do any kind of mustache style you want, but this is a learning curve wax. You can see just me pulling it away from the fingers, how sticky that is, right? And so I tell people this is a learning curve wax. I use this wax, I used it yesterday, I use it quite frequently, but I liquefy that wax before I put it in because you don't want to pull out your hairs. Each hair has a growth cycle that it goes through, and you don't want to pull your hairs out before the end of life growth cycle. So every hair grows, averagely grows half an inch a month. And so if you pull an inch long hair or a 2 inch long hair, you know, it's a month or 2 months that's going to take for that hair to regrow back to that length. So you don't want to pull hairs out prematurely. And then my favorite wax that I use the most is the Bone Crusher. And so Bone Crusher is extra strong, extra firm. And so it still has some tack, but just not as much tack as the Death Grip, right? And so that's probably my go-to, along with the sudden death for its utilitarian purposes. But all my competitions that I've done so far, Bone Crusher. But if anybody has any questions, you know, they're just getting into mustaches, want to know something, hit me up. I'm more than willing to help you or talk you through your mustache and where you're going and how, you know, you can get it into the shape that you're looking for. And then if you want any of these Death Grip products or any other products that they have, oils, clays, balms, just gear in general, you can use my code JumpMaster20. That'll save you 20%. They do have a Amazon store too. You know, check them out there. Like I said, I represent companies that I like and use, and I use this wax every single day.